So I think I speak for all of us when I say that college can be a really stressful time. We're pulling all-nighters, we have panic attacks on the whim, and we have due dates that pop up out of nowhere. Well, I found a few ways that I think can help calm those nerves and can help us stay more organized and make college a little bit better of an experience. So the three things I have are always keep a calendar, keep your things organized, and make sure you manage your time. The first thing I suggest with a calendar is always having a big calendar. So I have this calendar that I keep on my desk back in my dorm, and what I use this calendar for is my major dates, like my test dates, my big quizzes, all my sorority events, anything like that. Like I have all my sorority meetings here, I have quizzes every Tuesday, and then our demonstration speech here. And then the second thing that I recommend is also getting a planner. I know it can be a little redundant to have two different calendars, and a lot of the things that I have on my big calendar are also in my planner. But for me, it's easier to have one calendar that has my really big dates and really important things that I always need to see, and then a smaller planner that I can use in class for my smaller assignments. For example, I have from Monday, I have page 95 due for next Monday for my music theory class, and that's something that I would just write down while I was sitting in class. Or I also keep things like when I'm gonna hang out with my friends or when I'm gonna go back home. For example, on Friday, I have my high school's homecoming and I'm leaving town at 1:30 with my friends. So I wrote things like that in here. And then another thing that I suggest to keep yourself organized is keeping your school supplies organized. So the first way I keep my school supplies organized is by matching colors. So for my speech class, I have this folder and it has pink in it. So the way I keep that organized is I have a pink folder that then I know when I go to grab my speech things, it's all gonna be pink. This also can make it easier if you wanted to color coordinate your calendar or your planner. You could then associate the color pink with your speech things, and then you would know that that's your activity or your assignment that's due. And then another way that you can keep your things organized is to designate a certain spot in your dorm or your house or your room somewhere that is just for your school supplies. So for me, I have a certain spot in my desk that I keep all of my folders and a certain spot that I keep all of my books. And then it's easier when I get ready to leave, I know I can go straight to that place, and I always put my things back in that place, and I don't keep anything else in there except for my school supplies. And then for the last thing, which can sometimes be the hardest, is managing time. I know for me in high school, it was easy for me to just do whatever I wanted and somehow things would magically get done. But turns out in college, that's not really the way it works. You actually have to manage your time well. So one thing that I think is a good idea in order to keep your time managed is actually use the time you have in between classes. So for example, today I have a class that ends at 10:45 and then this class starts at 12:30. That gives me around an hour and a half to eat lunch and get some homework done. And that's what I recommend doing in that time, is get homework done. I know you can maybe want to go back to your room and take a nap because we all know we don't get enough sleep. But if you do your homework, then later on in the night you're going to have more time to hang out with friends or join a club, do other activities. Whereas if you didn't do your homework earlier in the day, you may be doing your homework that night. And then another way to manage your time is always set alarms. I know I am a very forgetful person, and if I don't set alarms, I'm going to forget to wake up or go to class. So the first alarm you should set is always make sure the night before that you set an alarm for class. And for me, I set an alarm about an hour before I'm supposed to be at class. That way, if I hit my snooze button 5 times, I'm still gonna have at least 20 minutes to get to class. And then the other alarms that I suggest setting are alarms for when you're supposed to leave for your next class. So if you're doing homework and happen to fall asleep and take a nap, you have an alarm that wakes you up and you're not gonna miss your next class because you took an accidental nap. So all of these things are just a few things that you can do in order to stay organized, and they're just a basis. You can do more things, you can do less things, but the important thing is finding things that work for you. So if maybe keeping a big calendar doesn't work for you, only keep a planner. But the most important thing is to find the things that are like just for you. And once you feel organized within your schoolwork, you're gonna feel more organized in your social life, and you're just gonna feel overall better as a person. So thank you.